So I've got 3 news stories I want to bring to your attention, including some news about those 6 Democratic lawmakers who made a video advising members of the military what they should already know, and that is their oaths, the Constitution, and the laws of this country require them to refuse illegal orders. I've got some news about something that is happening to those 6 members of Congress. But let's first begin with what's happening with Ukraine and Russia. As you know, a few days ago, the Trump administration said that they had a new peace deal already. Well, it turned out that that peace deal was literally written by Russia. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, admitted to a bipartisan group of senators behind closed doors that the plan that they were presenting as a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia was literally written by Russia. So, of course, that plan was dead on arrival. But apparently, if you believe Fox News, we are on the verge of an historic peace agreement. Let me read just a couple sentences here for you. Here's the headline. Ukraine agrees to peace deal to end Russia war, U.S. official says. Wow, Ukraine agrees. Now, if you read this whole article, you would come away with the impression that we are on the verge of a peace deal. This is how the article begins. Ukraine has agreed to a peace deal that would see an end to the war with Russia, a U.S. official told Fox News, meaning a Trump official told Fox News. Some minor details of the agreement are still to be sorted out. But this is totally going to happen. That is the impression you get when you read the Fox News article. But if you go virtually anywhere else in the media outside of, right-wing Trump propaganda media, you'll get news stories that have a different take on it. Take this headline, for example. U.S. and Ukraine finalizing peace deal, but Russia expected to reject changes. Russia is unlikely to accept changes in the new peace plan to end the war that the U.S. and Ukraine are negotiating over, say analysts, even as U.S. Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll is in the United Arab Emirates meeting with a Russian delegation, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected in the United States in the coming days. U.S. and Ukrainian negotiators announced progress over the weekend on modifying the draft of the American-led 28-point peace plan to make it more acceptable to Kyiv. But that will probably doom it for Russia, Russian observers say. So, are we on the verge of a peace deal? I doubt it, but who knows? Maybe, and that would be a good thing. But it made me laugh because the first place I saw this was Fox News, and I'm like, damn, there's a deal? Because that's what it sounded like. Nowhere in the Fox News article does it say, well, Russia's probably not going to go for any of this. But we'll see. We've been here before, haven't we? And it always falls apart. I don't see why Russia would agree right now. Anyway, we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. Another story here. This is about our faltering economy. Although the orange buffoon tells us every time he opens his mouth, essentially, that this is the greatest economy ever. We know that's not true. Here's a couple of stories from CNBC. Both of these are from CNBC. Private payroll losses accelerated in the past 4 months. The U.S. labor market is showing further signs of weakening as the pace of layoffs has picked up over the last 4 weeks. Private companies lost an average of 13,500 jobs a week over the past 4 weeks, but that's an acceleration from the 2,500 jobs a week lost in the last update a week ago. With the government shutdown still impacting data releases, blah, 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 blah. Okay. We don't really know. Certainly we don't have official government numbers, so we are relying on private firms releasing data that they collect because Trump isn't releasing data anymore. They're using the shutdown as an excuse, but the truth is we're going to see precious little official government information about the economy coming out because it's bad. And we know Trump doesn't allow bad information to be reported. And when it is, he fires whoever is responsible for reporting it. So don't expect much. So according to private firms, in this case, it was ADP reporting this, private sector employment is shrinking. Job losses are growing. Here's another one from CNBC. Consumer confidence hit lowest point since April as job worries grow. Consumers soured on the current economy and their prospects for the future, with worries growing over the ability to find a job, according to a Conference Board survey released Tuesday. The board's Consumer Confidence Index for November slumped to 88.7, a drop of 6.8 points from the prior month for its lowest reading since April. Economists surveyed by Dow Jones were looking for a reading of 93.2. They didn't get it. In addition, the expectations index tumbled 8.6 points to 63.2, while the present situation index slipped to 126.9, a decline of 4.3 points. You getting all these numbers? Don't worry about it. This is the last thing I'm going to read about this. Consumers were notably more pessimistic about business conditions 6 months from now, said Dana Peterson, the board's chief economist. Mid-2026 expectations for labor market conditions remained decidedly negative, and expectations for increased household incomes shrunk dramatically. Translation, most people think the economy is bad and will be worse in the future. Probably a good guess, given the orange buffoon is screwing everything up. Now, finally, about those 6 Democratic lawmakers who put out that video last week in which all they did was state the fact that members of the military are required by the oaths they take. They take an oath to the Constitution to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That is to whom they take their oath. The Constitution, not Donald Trump. And these members of Congress simply reminded members of the military that their oaths, the Constitution itself, and the laws of our country require them to refuse any unlawful orders. That's all they said. Now take this from Fox News. FBI, DOJ contact Capitol Police over Dem lawmakers' controversial military video. What's this all about? The FBI and Department of Justice have contacted Capitol Police to schedule interviews with the 6 members of Congress who appeared in a controversial video urging service members to ignore orders they may deem illegal, Fox News has learned. Okay, here's what's going on here. And if I were advising these 6 members of Congress, which of course I'm not, unless they listen to this video or watch this video, here's what I would advise them. Do not talk to the FBI. Just don't. There's no reason for you to do it. I know you may think for optics that you should talk to the FBI for political reasons. You don't want to make it look like you're hiding anything. I get it. But don't do it. It's a trap. The truth is, there's clearly nothing even arguably illegal about what any of you said in that video. So why the hell would the FBI be wanting to interview you? Well, I guess it's possible they just want to harass you. They just want to have this article written in Fox News that they are investigating you. I mean, that's certainly a possibility, and I'm sure that's part of the reason. But in terms of a serious investigation, there's nothing to investigate. The FBI is typically not in the business of wasting their time investigating things that are clearly not crimes. So why else would they be doing this? Well, this is what we call a perjury trap. That's what they want here. See, it is a crime. It's a felony to lie to the FBI. What they are hoping for in interviewing you 6 members of Congress is to get you to say something that they can twist and argue that what you said is not true. They don't care what it is. They don't care what you say. All they care about is, can what you say somehow be twisted and argued that it's not true, that what you told the FBI is not true, so that they can then charge you with a crime. That's what they want to do here. Because Trump has been saying that y'all should be put in jail, that this is punishable by death, this is treason, this is sedition. Well, of course, none of that's true. It's ridiculous. They can't charge you with that. And if they tried to, the case would be thrown out of court like that. It would never even go to trial. So what they're trying to do is find something that, is arguably more criminal. And this is a classic one. When they don't have anything that you did illegal, they try to invent something. And lying to the FBI is their favorite go-to. So don't talk to them. They know you didn't do anything wrong. There's no reason to talk to them. This is all about trying to prosecute you. So don't cooperate with them. Just say, there's nothing to say. Everything we have to say on this subject, we put in that video. So I refer you to the video. Or something. Just don't fucking talk to them. That's the whole point.